Welcome back. Spore, a game that allows you to be a humble farmer or a genocidal spacefaring civilization. A game that allows you to fully express the worst corners of your imagination, with only the limitations of early 2000s computation to stop you. Sir, why are we talking about some 2-decade-old game? While I see where you're coming from, Timmy, this is a masterpiece of a game that shouldn't be forgotten about just because it's old. So shut up, sit down, and listen. Each game of Spore starts with a humble cell, made of a mouth, a tail and some pathetic eyes. Your sole job is to eat, survive and slowly grow. While it sounds simple, I quickly ran into trouble, but more on that shortly. The first thing you have to do upon creating a world is name your new planet. Faced with such a tough decision, I went with the most fitting name, President Bulllicker. We start in the primordial soup, a goo of cells and food. However, unfortunately for me, I decided to play as a carnivore on hard mode, meaning all hostile cells took less damage and dealt a lot more. This would prove to be a mistake. No! Alright, never mind. Oh my god. Oh my... Yow! Yes. Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. Oh my god. Oh, never mind. I swear to god. And just like that, the cell stage was done. Now, despite the self-sabotage, and my patience growing very thin, I had finished the cell stage, which allowed me to move on to the... Having completed the cell stage, I was once again thrust into the creature editor in order to add legs to my beautiful beast. Oh yeah, and I made some extra changes too. Oh, why is it like that? Despite clearly loving this creature, it was time to go back to the drawing board, and that was when my genius was truly outstanding. We weren't ready you. Eyes either side of the feet. How big can they go? Oh my god. Long. What's the ugliest one? That probably. That is perfect. You get absolutely massive arms and tiny hands. Oh, perfect. Oh my god, that is hideous. I don't know what's happening. I kind of want to keep it like that. And this is no longer butthole, this is almost like tapeworm. Oh my god, it's actually hideous. I hate everything about it. Oh, and when it blinks as well, to be fair. Now with my creature's design perfected, it was time to progress through the creature stage. This is done by defeating all the local wildlife until biodiversity is just a memory. Of course, I quickly got to work on that. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Nibbles. Following the absolute success that my hunt was, and just as I was celebrating the new look of my creature, disaster struck. The game crashed after an hour of gameplay, and, in my infinite wisdom, I'd forgotten to save even once during that time. In the depths of my despair, I decided to play as a herbivore instead. This video doesn't contain any of that gameplay, but I will upload it as a separate video if enough of you are interested. Now that is out of the way, let us commence. Now, unfortunately, due to this crash, I had lost our beautiful creature and the even more beautiful world of President Bulllicker. No! Oh! So, I had to make a new world just as worthy, called Trump Penis. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Trump Penis. Having completed the cell stage, this is what my creature's history looked like so far. You can see we made a few edits along the way, but are firmly a carnivore heading into the... Do you look stupid? Yes. Do you look like you eat crayons? Yes. How how useless can I make these arms? Oh my. Jebediah. Kerman's left tonsil. The wonderful life forms found on Trump's penis. Sorry, Trump penis. What the hell?
If you want some, I'll give it you.
Yeah, that's what for. That is, oh my god. I feel uncomfortable just looking at it. Oh, look at that. That's a thing of beauty right there. Now, I think by this point in the session, I must have been getting quite bored because I decided to feed my carnivore a fruit, which had a very interesting result. And just like that, the creature stage is finished, and we have pretty much caught up with where we were before the crash. In all honesty, it's pretty boring to watch the second time round, so we'll go straight to the... Now, please settle down. Alright, I get it. I overused the title card joke. That'll be the last one. Now, with that aside, we shall move on to the tribal stage. Our creature has a fully developed brain and is able to make and use tools. It's impossible for anyone to defeat us now, surely. Right? The term foreshadow is defined according to Oxford Languages as a warning or indication of a future event. Oh, 99, 94. Well, you can't steal my food if I've not got any food. Oh my god. We're so close as well. For now, I'm gonna call it here. I'll be honest, the tribal stage was by far the hardest and most painful part of this entire video. It seems alright at first, but quickly goes downhill when 3 tribes spawn and you're guaranteed to have at least 2 of them attack you at the same time. For a first video, I didn't choose an easy one. This video started its life at 12 hours long. It's pretty embarrassing as it highlights how motivated I am, but I recorded the first session in June, and as I'm finishing up the editing, it's January. The stone axes. Yay. I think we're actually doing alright, you know. That is so sad. Not even in a sarcastic way, that is just so sad. This is going to be a total Hail Mary, right? I think they're doing it? Having bashed my head into a wall repeatedly for far too long, I decided to try a change of strategies. First, I would buy an instrument instead of axes, and befriend the purple tribe. It had mixed results. I'm going to try be peaceful. That's not good. Attempt 21 started off the same as the others since I found my new strategy. I collected food and placed both the axe and the didgeridoo. I then befriended Purple Tribe, which caused Brown, Pink and Cyan tribes to spawn. After that, I hurriedly gave Cyan a gift so they'd be neutral with me. This was a huge development as it meant they would no longer attack me unprompted, meaning I could focus my attention on Brown and Pink, and focus my attention I did. As soon as I recovered from their joint attack, I counterattacked, wiping out Brown. Not wasting any time, I then eliminated Pink before they stood a chance. Feeling confident about my victory, I got a pet for the simple reason that I could. And just like that, it was time to defeat Cyan and move on to the civilization stage. Right, what do we want? Finally, after 11 long hours, we made it. The civilization stage. Honestly, I thought this would somehow be even worse than the tribal stage, with me being repeatedly touched by religious civilizations, which is usually how it goes. I couldn't have been more wrong. This turned out to be just as, if not easier, than even the cell stage. A pleasant relief after the torture that the tribal stage was. First we had to design our tank, which I of course went with a realistic and modest design. And then we were off. At the start of each civilization game, you must rush to claim all the spice around you. Failing to do this will guarantee your defeat. So after designing the buildings that will dominate the skylines of my new cities, I did just that. 3, 2, 1. Not long after doing that, my minimap exploded with new cities. I prayed they'd take each other out, if not I'd have a long day ahead of me. Understanding how OP religious cities are in this game, I immediately began a war with blue. This wouldn't have been so bad as they hadn't had time to truly become an unstoppable force. However, purple decided at this time to also attack me, which left my city very vulnerable to attacks. After a long and drawn out battle, I was able to finally capture the purple city? Wait, that's not right. That was literally just a green city. While he was fighting a war on two fronts, Osquini didn't realise that purple had defeated green and captured their only city. Having captured my first coastal city, I was now able to make boat, so I once again headed to the editor to make an extremely realistic and practical vessel. For some reason, and I still haven't figured out why, Yellow decided to declare war on me at this specific time. It's okay though, they get stopped. With an impressive navy and equally massive testicles, I crushed my opponents one by one. By this point, I was unstoppable. I'd captured all the cities on my home island, I had a large navy, and had formed an even larger air force. I was on the top of the world and no one could stop me now. No one except myself, that is. I'm sorry. But, oh! I can't believe I just did that. That's right, at the height of my success, I accidentally deleted all my units, essentially throwing all my money down the drain. With all the pieces in place and only a few cities holding out, I was able to launch the ICBM. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at an evil laugh. We'll follow this one. And that was that. Civilization had run its course. We had climbed above the rest, and we were the apex predators of Trampinas. With nothing left to do, our people looked to the stars. But we shall not follow due to my absolute hatred for the galactic stage. That is, unless enough of you want to see it, in which case I will subject myself to that torture for your own satisfaction. I really appreciate if you got to this point. It might not have been the longest video, but it was a challenge for me to make, and as it's my first video on this channel, I would appreciate some feedback in the comments. I'm not going to beg for likes or a subscription, but if you feel like I've earned it, then hand them over.